the startup, and then we have our friends Carlos and Jezi hanging out with us to play some Zoom Mafia. Unfortunately, Robin is snowed in and having interweb problems, so we'll send good vibes in that direction, good warm vibes. But with that, I'm just gonna throw it right to our zookeeper, Nerdarchist Ted.
All right, so we are once again returning to Furton City. We are taking this particular Zoo Mafia campaign in a fully anthropomorphized fashion, doing something slightly different than what we've done with our past Zoo Mafia games. Our illustrious, don't want to say heroes, but our mob, if you will, are individuals who are down on their luck and decided, you know what, I'm gonna try my hand at crime, or go back to crime in the cases of some. And a number of interesting things have taken place, and as they've begun to sow their seeds into this illustrious world of crime, but they have not yet chosen a benefactor, someone that they want to, join forces with and swell the ranks of one of the established bosses. When we last left off, one of them had an inkling. What if we were to write a letter and get in touch with one Bunny Malone? She's not fully established here in Scarborough, but she is making headway as a fourth potential mafia boss within Furton City. And with that thought, I return it back to the players. What do you wish to do in regards to your letter in contacting one Bunny Malone?
Well, I think Jezi had mentioned that Sugar was going to write the letter because she's a forger as well, right?
Correct. I can make it look fancy.
And maybe we could add some cologne or something to make it, spruce it up a little.
What kind of cologne?
We could add some of my animal pheromones.
Oh gosh. As the new
I don't know. Yeah.
As a new person in the gang, literally, I'm just like, hey, look, whatever this crew is doing, I'm just gonna sit back for a second to see what they're doing.
Well, she's
Absolutely.
a bunny, right?
Bunny Malone is indeed a bunny.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, let's think of things she might like. Maybe some daisies?
Thinking some carrots?
Or some flowers? Maybe some smells like that?
Clover, right?
I don't think bird pheromones. Do birds
I
have
literally
pheromones?
just. So when you guys are speaking about desserts, I'm gonna say carrot cake. It's
Yeah,
sweet.
like.
Yeah.
Should we send her a carrot cake too with an invitation?
Oh, maybe a carrot rum cake. I hear they
Now
can
we're
they
thinking.
can flavor anything, any kind of rum with anything.
Yeah.
So then the next question is who's going to deliver it? Because it's not exactly like the booze is legal. We want to make sure that we're not just incriminating ourselves or her.
I mean, I made a living delivering food in my vehicle for a while. And when I say food, I'm like, food. It's not something out of the ordinary that I've never done before.
I mean, if we slip the rum into the cake, who's gonna know?
Very true.
That's fair. So I guess the next question is, which of y'all is good at baking?
Oh,
Nah,
my abuela is very good at baking. She's amazing.
I can shake and bake, but I can't bake.
My hands aren't big enough to bake. It'd be a very tiny cake.
I mean, I think maybe we go with Rose's abuelo then, because the only kind of cooking that I do is beans on the stove with some cornbread.
Could we just buy a carrot cake though?
Oh, we could go to the bakery. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't we help that baker out?
Well,
That guy owes us a favor.
not exactly. We didn't exactly help him.
You lit off a stick of dynamite in his shop.
Yeah, those punks will think twice before they decide to rob him again. Except for that one. He doesn't think at all anymore.
You understand, like, the shop was in extra pieces when you left, right?
Good point.
We should find another bakery.
Yeah, we'll go to one of those rivals. Like literally, they probably doubled their customer base because there was one less baker.
Oh,
I am so glad that Jonas isn't here because we're gonna be able to get so much stuff done and have so much fun.
While this is happening, Ted, is it appropriate, while this is being decided, is it okay to ask for me to roll to see what vehicle I have for the day?
Sure. If you have any start of the job abilities that anyone wants to roll, feel free.
Cool, yeah. I think this is appropriate to get out of the way. Brother! So, I'm pretty sure this is a success. I wish I could move my camera right now. So, you remember how I was talking about triples?
Mm-hmm.
I had 3 bosses showing, but if I move the camera angle right now to prove it...
All right. So, so 3 bosses showing. I'm gonna roll randomly to determine which order we're gonna take them in, because it can be really good or really bad, and I'm feeling neutral. So
the only thing that's making me mad right now is the fact that this start of the job ability is literally just figuring out my freaking vehicle for the day. It's not even anything important.
Sure, but it does clear your -1 that you were talking about.
Yes.
So what is your total number?
Max -1, so
11.
To be
Okay,
13.
you don't have a stat.
Well, you're still gonna add this whatever stat it says for that ability. I look at driver.
6 is 12. -1 is
minus
11.
1.
Yeah, you're rolling for license to drive, right? You're rolling plus magnetism. What's your magnetism?
You're right. Your magnetism is -1, so that's
-1. Okay, so that's a 10.
Success.
So,
But not a critical success.
but not a critical success.
That's fine.
All right. So in this case, you are going to gain a marker. Have you used one yet?
I have not used the marker yet.
All right. So in this case, it is the worst possible avenue for you. So you gain a marker, which does nothing. Then you are going to lose a marker, and then you are going to give a marker to another player.
That's not how the triples work, Ted.
That's what you take all of them.
No, when you have triples, your markers change. But the reason why you don't lose, because it's still a success.
Okay.
You would, if only failure would make you lose a marker.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you don't apply all 3 bosses of triples. You apply the triple based off of that, and then the doubles based off of the neutral and the enemy.
So even if you did right, he would still need to fail in order to lose a marker.
Okay. All right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. This is the first time this has happened on a stream.
Yeah.
So
because you have to look and see like what the die roll equals, and then you see what it does.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, that makes it much better than the situations that I had thought it was actually going to be in.
We were all
All right.
seriously worried.
That's my poor misinterpretation of our.
Now, if you wanted to apply the other bosses, you still could, which would be success, get a -1 forward, success, gain a +1 forward, and success, gain a marker, right? Like if you were to apply all the successes,
right. Yeah, so I wouldn't apply the 2 markers, but everybody gets a +1 forward. I think is a good caveat to apply here, and then you get a -1 forward, so your +1 and -1 would cancel, but the other players get that +1.
Fine with me. I mean, if it benefits the team, I'm more than happy to roll goofy for something insignificant. This is literally rolling nat 20 to like persuade the barmaiden. The chances
of this coming up are pretty odd. So yeah. All right. So apologies at home, folks, for Ted not fully grasping our very rare instance of dice rolls. But that pretty much means you can have any vehicle you would like for this particular job because you got a success.
Well,
I want to impress my new teammates, man. What's better than a hot air balloon? Like it's something.
Well, so like we're talking, like 1920 city. So you're not limited to the typical zoo things.
A yacht.
If you want to.
A yacht?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much a yacht is going to help you out here in the city. But
our landlocked city. Actually, I don't know if there's
a truck full of yachts.
Tell you what, give me a minute to think about it. Give me a minute to think about it and to look it up, and like by the time.
So yeah, if you want to look up fancy cars, I don't know if caddies were around back in the 20s.
I think your choice is a Model T.
Yeah. Oh Lord. All
right, so all right, let's pull this back up here. Nope. All right, so Sugar, you're writing this letter, right?
Right. Yep.
So I have to ask, and you can collaborate with your people to ascertain exactly what you're putting in this letter. But what is the message that you're putting in? Like I don't want you to like spell out word for word, but what are you putting down? Pen to paper. What is the message you're asking?
It's just going to be a simple, very formal request for a business discussion at a luncheon. Basically inviting her to a business lunch.
Okay. So formal. I imagine, you're doing due diligence with, word choice to be, respectful and professional, to kind of be as above board and, letter of the law nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right. So how much time are you taking, with this construction, and how much are you allowing the others to really add in? Are you doing this whole cloth yourself?
No, I took it home the night we left, and I just went ahead and did it.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you roll a start spitting to see how good of a presentation you can make in this letter, not only from an actual fine handwritten aspect to a how good is your word choice and your flow.
Okay. So we have a 6 and a 4, and I have a +3.
All right. So you knocked it out of the
Dice
park.
is an 8.
Um,
I want to put pretty flowers and calligraphy on it too.
okay, sure. So you return the following day, letter in hand. And then there was some discussion about trying to, bring this, with a cake or something along those lines. So how is that? How is that being done? Are you just going down to a local baker and asking for a carrot cake?
Yeah, I think we're just going to go shopping.
Yeah.
All right. So that I don't think requires any particular roll. But the next question is, how are you getting the letter and the cake to one Bunny Malone?
Oh, that's how we jump Boomer in.
Yeah, Boomer's delivering it.
Yeah, but do we know where she is?
Well, we have a name.
We just have him drive around her area, which is Scarborough, until he finds, until someone stops him.
Oh no, I've got an idea. So, Arthur Tumbleweed McCullough used to be a banker, and he still has connections with the bank. In fact, one of my contacts is a banker in the area. So, could I, the day before we plan on doing this delivery, go to him and just kind of do the whole spiel of just stopping in, trying to say hi, connect with an old friend, maybe get lunch, and I can definitely send him to go get me a glass of water or something and snoop through the records, because everything's paper and we have a name, so it shouldn't be hard to find. Given that I know how banks keep records, it shouldn't be hard to find an address, I would think.
I don't think it's going to be as simple as something like that. Banks like to keep locked up, and even if you're paying protection money, it's not going to be written off easily to just be able to get an address or a name on a slip of paper. It's going to be layered in and require some serious work.
So, if you don't mind me extending the daytime for starting the job, if you will, Ted and Bobby, if you don't mind me tacking on to your suggestion, the idea I was thinking originally was some sort of armored vehicle from Uncle Sam, since I borrow things from people. But there are armored bank vehicles as well.
I don't think. While I don't have a problem with you choosing, I'd allow you to get it, but you have to understand, if you're driving around in a stolen armored vehicle that's going to stick out like a sore thumb.
It's a borrowed bank vehicle, and no guns on it. Obviously, this is not like a tank or nothing like that. This is just
right. But what I'm saying is, if you are lifting an armored truck, sure, you can have it, but it is going to be some major complications for you throughout the day. That's entirely up to you if you want to bring that upon yourself.
It's the idea I thought of, and you know what? God dang it. I hope the rest of the team don't beat me up for it. God bless you all if you guys don't.
My friend, this is beautiful, but you cannot think of something maybe less conspicuous, like maybe an ice cream truck.
You think it's too much for the job?
Slightly.
All right, something more elegant. You're thinking what?
I mean, we want to impress her, right?
Maybe
We could all dress in our best clothes. go to her area in a nice car and deliver the letter.
Nice car, you say? Oh, I think I got something. And I go back to the shop. But you guys are gonna have to accept my next vehicle, regardless of how goofy it is.
Oh no.
Or
Well, the Beatles with the eyelashes aren't a thing yet, so that's already like a point in our favor.
Oh, is that your favorite car?
I do like them, but
They are
I
super
could see
cool.
I could see Carlos pulling something like that. If this were a game set in the 60s.
Would work.
Yeah, I got my vehicle. I'll surprise you guys later. Unless it's time to tell you the vehicle.
Maybe if we're doing a lunch thing, maybe instead of getting her address from the bank, I can get us a reservation at a nice lunch place.
Absolutely.
So I'll try that. I'll try pulling strings to get a nice reservation at a nice lunch place.
All right. That should not be too difficult. Who is looking to then, find out how or where to deliver this letter?
That's definitely not in my wheelhouse.
I think we said I'm delivering it.
Yeah,
If
but
I recall.
we have
You have to figure out where.
where.
That's
Yeah.
Where?
What do I have on my abilities? I'm a bruiser.
I mean,
I could
call
shake
it a
somebody
favor.
down.
I mean, the bootlegging ability says I can also use peepers to work to learn about bootlegging and existing bootlegging operations. If Miss Malone is of the bootlegging, that's just my 2 cents.
It's going to be the driver or the grifter, I think.
Yeah, because I can call it a favor.
Do your thing. If it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? You got the +1 because of my redunculous roll, so go for it. And I'm taking a -1 anyway, so yeah.
I still know who I would call. Does it matter who I call?
Well, the first thing would be to just like roll and see if you have a contact or not, and then you could work
Okay.
out with the zookeeper what that might
Okay.
be.
All right, so roll.
Yep.
Yeah?
No.
What do you got?
I didn't do as good this time. I got a 10 and a 10. And then my boss does a 3. So it's at 5, and then my +3.
So is the 5s are on your good dice?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's success.
I hate to break it to you, but those are 4s.
Yeah, it's. But
Oh, they're 4s?
8 without your bonus. What's your bonus?
Right, but our bonus is 3, so that's still
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
what? 5, 11?
So, yeah,
Or no. Because they're 4.
4, and 3 is still
And
11.
3.
That's still
Yeah.
that's still a success.
Yeah.
And thank you for that,
I'm not
Bobby. So that means you definitely have a contact, and if you want me to come up with a contact, I can do that. If you've got an idea, we can go down that road. but you're looking to find out how you get in touch with one Bunny Malone through, the proper channels. So do you want me to come up with somebody, or do you want to throw something out there?
I mean, I could call my brother.
Is your brother connected to the mafia lifestyle?
No. I have no idea.
Her brother is Bunny's hairdresser.
Right? He's Bunny's hairdresser. That works. I love it. Sugar squirrel hairdresser.
Okay, I'll have to add that to my notes. So what you do know is that Bunny goes through an intermediary named Lacy Lacy Louvre, and she is an albino squirrel. And while she technically works for Bunny, she's as close to a neutral as Scarborough offers. Bunny does not appreciate any kind of direct contact by, hangers on and what have you, because Bunny fancies a little bit of separation between herself and, those who haven't, truly made it. So you could attempt to get a hold of Lacy and start the conversation there, or just show up to Lacy and say, hey, I've got this stuff, can you take it to Bunny, and see what happens.
I think we should probably talk to Lacy first and then give her the letter.
All right, so you have the necessary information.
Yeah. So we got to find an albino squirrel.
Is that something that our driver would do?
Well, I mean, you got the information as to where Lacy would be. I was,
Okay.
just giving you the information so that you could kind of take it back to the mob and, decide how you progress from here.
Yeah, I had a character just saying, I'm more than happy to assist and help any way I can as a player, Actually, I know I have a double, correct me if I'm wrong, excuse me, Jezi, I'm speaking out of character, but, this person is connected with the mob in some sorts, right? Or the mob life? Yeah.
Lacy, yes. Lacy is kind of an intermediary. She technically works for Bunny, but they try to keep everything.
Although I have a -1 forward, is it okay to put my peepers to work to see if I've heard about the location and everything going on, to make sure if I drive around in that area to see, hey, yo, I see the squirrel type deal?
I mean, if you are ready to go, deliver, you can go to where Lacy's supposed to be. No,
absolutely. And if the crew wants to be with me, I'm fine with that as well.
I don't know if there's further discussion that you guys wanted to have in regards, or you were like, okay, we got our plan, let's go.
It kind of sounds like she's reclusive, Bunny. So we might want to approach with caution.
Oof, I feel bad about my decision of vehicle then. It's not an Apache helicopter, don't worry about it.
But it also sounds like she likes the fancier things. And to be
Who doesn't?
up there. Right.
So it is a...
So, I mean, maybe that's a... Yeah.
It's a snow white limousine. Fresh, my dude, right? It's, so literally, we're talking about car starts up here. You see the driver about maybe a few feet back type deal. On top, there's maybe a little bit of roses, if not. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, from time to time, people are like, oh my god, people are gathering on the vehicle to see who comes out type deal. Maybe a celebrity may pop out, you know, and then it's just little old boomer Lagwell, you know, just like, hey guys, how y'all doing? Like, just another one of them yuppies type deal, you know.
Everybody thinks it's going to be Frank Sinatra, but sadly, no.
Mm.
Yeah. No. I draft for Frank on the weekends. It's Tuesday. Yeah. So, I would go up with the said parcel and make proper reproductions. I don't know if there's a special knock on the door needed or not.
All right, so Lacy, works out of an accounting firm, and you knock on the door, and a little old lady, opens the little top half of the door, and I was like, oh, can I help you?
Yeah. Just delivering a gift. As I pass through one of the roses from the vehicle.
Okay.
This is an admirer of a special bunny in the area.
So I was like, oh, so you're looking for Lacy, I take it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I know Lacy's a bit of a squirrely squirrel, but I heard she can help me get in contact with the special bunny.
So she, is it just you doing this?
Is it just I?
You're the guy.
I'm consulting with the crew, my dude. I didn't know if you guys are in the back seat of my limo, just waiting to pop out.
If we sent anybody, I think we would have to send Sugar, because I, as a character, don't trust Rosa, and as a player, I wouldn't trust my own character.
I mean, I could be like in the back pretending if he needs me.
I would definitely take you along. It's like, you know what? If old Tumbleweed believes in you, because I'm new to the crew. If old Tumbleweed believes in you, man, I know he's a man of the people. I believe in you too.
How big's this little opening?
So it's a normal sized door, but it's one of those like older style ones that there's like two knobs, and the top half can open, and the bottom half they can change. They can both open or close separately.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna kick open the limo door and like try to strut like a celebrity. I'm super dressed up.
Okay. So as the little old lady says, okay, I guess you're looking for Lacy. She opens up the bottom half of the door to allow Boomer in, and this is where Sugar struts up aside as well, and she gestures to the open doorway.
I'm going in.
So there's a small hallway that leads off. You can see that there are several doors, but she points up the stairs where you can see like there's only like a single door at the top of the stairs.
Forgive me, I was breathing. Can you please say that one more time, please?
Yeah, sure. So you look to the one side, and there's a hallway, and there's doorways off to the right. But she's gesturing up, and there's a stairway, and up the stairs there's a small hallway, and only a single door that can be seen.
Okay. So to keep with the facade of like we have someone up and coming going on, like I'm gonna definitely allow Sugar to take point at this And I'm not sure exactly what sort of dress she's wearing or not, but she was, not supposed to touch the floor as anything. I would, help lift it up a little bit. And you can't, let the goods drop on the floor type, just to keep up the facade as much as possible type deal, right?
Okay.
And,
I went extra. Yeah. Big hat, big dress.
Are you wearing, like, a ball
Absolutely.
gown?
Probably.
Yeah. And I forgive to the audience, like I'm battling asthma right now, so like breathing is a whole exercise on its own. But yeah, I'm following up the facade as much as possible.
All right, so you walk up the stairs, and to enter the door, and it is a small office. There's a row of bookcases along the side, and everything seems to be in neat and tidy order. You can see that there's a variety of notary stamps and that kind of stuff upon the desk. And there's a small squirrel in a very very nice outfit, sitting behind the desk, and their attention draws to you fully as you open the door. Space is a little bit cramped for Boomer. Sugar's got no problem.
I don't know if there's an awkward silence while I don't know if there's an awkward silence while everyone's making their entry for a second. I see. Is it okay, Ted, if I say the whole room is, besides the entranceway, the entire room's a bit too low for my head or whatever?
Yeah. What is your animal again?
Koala.
You're a koala. So it's not like impossible for you to fit in, but it is definitely a Gandalf in the burrow type of situation. The ceiling is not meant for someone of your height.
So for the sake of my ethics, I'm gonna run up and grab some tea real fast. I'm gonna say, let's say the ceiling is a bit too low for me, and I'm gonna pass the parcel over to Sugar and be like, do what you need to do. As I give a gentle nod and walk out the room. All right.
The squirrel, puts down the quill and crosses their arms over the desk. Not in a they're not crossing their arms like this, but laying them gently on the desk in front of them, waiting ever so patiently for you to say something.
We came here because we wanted to try to make a business arrangement with Bunny.
I see.
We know she's up and coming and doing great things here, and we have, a whole crew with a multitude of special skills.
It seems to be a ever-growing collection of those with special skills.
Oh, we're talking demolitions, calligraphy, acting. What else? Making things disappear. All kinds of things.
Well, as you're saying, demolition and acting, there's definitely a skeptical look on the squirrel's face, but when you finally say and making something disappear, that seems to make an eyebrow raise. So I take it, and she gestures at the selection that Boomer handed off to you. I take it those are for those are to be passed along to herself.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how much you know about how these things work, but there is a customary fee for, shall we say, uh, delivery.
Oh, sure. What's the customary fee for you?
Yeah, so she gives you a small number, nothing that's and it's gonna break your bank. It's hopefully the start of something to get things moved along, but you have to understand I'm the one taking all of the risk, and she is quite particular after all.
No problem. And I wrote that myself. There's nothing that anybody would pick up on at whatsoever. Nothing. Yeah.
Understood. How does one get a hold of you? Should there be a need to alter what is, I imagine, already decided within the letter? If there needs to be a later date or an earlier date, or Bunny does consider herself, have class, and if she would decide to reject the proposal, she would like you to at least know.
Oh, absolutely. We don't have phones, do we?
I imagine that you'd have phones.
Not like
Oh,
cell
okay.
phones.
No,
Not
like
cell phones,
Okay.
but landlines. But you could give
I'm
an
gonna
address.
give her Arthur's number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she sits down and picks up a very, very fancy quill and jots down all of the information. She asks you a few simple questions about those who would be taking place in such a meeting, and how much information do you give to her?
I mean, it depends on the specifics of her questions, but I'm not going to give full names.
She's basically inquiring about your crew. Who is in your mob, who's going to be there at this meeting. Bunny does not like.
I'll give her numbers, sizes, general species descriptions.
Okay.
And abbreviated, like Arthur, I'll call Art.
Okay.
That way, if she would pass anything to the police, it wouldn't be anything incriminating.
Sure. Well, thank you for this information. You can see that she quickly starts making a second copy of the information, but she folds up, the first copy, puts it along with the letter and the carrot cake. Is there anything else that I can do for you while you're here?
Absolutely not. And I'll pass the peanuts, but I'm not going to make it look like it was my last peanut.
Okay. So she takes them, sweeps them, fairly quickly into a drawer. It does not sound like it's hitting the wood, so it's hitting something else that's in there, whether it be something to stop the sound or what have you. But with that, her little glasses come back on her head. She grabs her quill and gestures at the door behind you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and leave. I'll say thank you on my way out.
She nods, and as the door is closing, you can begin hearing the quill scratching once more upon the paper. But you make your way down the stairs, collecting Boomer as you go. The little old lady at the door, still there. She's got a seated desk by the front door to kind of point people towards what particular office they would need to go to. She gives you a fond smile and a wave as the doors close, and you're able to resume your ride back to, I assume, back to Arthur's.
Okay. Yeah.
Hopefully it's a smooth ride. I don't have to get out of jam moves, but yeah. Hoping. Am I being followed? Is the question.
So why don't you put your peepers to work?
This guy, yes. Okay, I love you, Ted. Thank you for making me pro die for inconspicuous, non-physical stuff. Okay, so I have a -1 to this, so it's not an so 6, 79, 10 is my roll with the -1.
All right, so not immediately,
Damn it!
but you do seem to be picking up a tail. Within about 5 minutes of your departure from the accountant office, there does seem to be fairly nondescript blue sedan, following probably 3 or 4 car lengths back.
So as I'm driving, I'm just like, I'm being a cautious person, you know what I mean? The fact that the law caught me with a goofy tail light, excuse me, is a blemish on my record, obviously, man, but not something that happens all the time. So I'm taking my safety route real fast, making a few turns here and there, random turns, in and out to my actual location. I noticed this, and then I bring up, hey, by the way, Sugar, do they seem nice folk or not nice folk?
It's really hard to it's really hard to tell. You picked up on the car, but they're following far enough back that you don't really have a beat on who they are yet.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm inquiring to Sugar, like, hey, by any chance, like, was the meeting nice or not nice? Kind of like that.
Very formal, like overly formal. No BS, no joking, all business.
Okay, so I'm making a deliberately repetitive route, not doing any no goofy swerves, nothing like that. In fact, screw it, let 2 cars come up from whatever thing they're chasing me from. I'll let them stay even 2 cars behind me as I purposefully ride in circles for a little bit.
All right, using your previous successful roll, you managed to loop back and get a viewpoint. So you can see within this blue sedan that there are two folk. One, a very very large hair, pretty imposing for for a larger rabbit species. The other one seems to be a little bit smaller and is a brown squirrel, and as you kind of circle around, you can watch as the squirrel, like as you pass by, like full on, like turns their head and gets a full bead on who the driver is of this no way to not stand out limousine. But it passes by, and the driver, the larger hair, just kind of keeps at it. But the squirrel gives you a look.
If you don't mind me sugarcoating it, no pun intended.
Always intend your puns.
Alright, it just happens, man. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh wait, I realize it now. So I like to tip my hat and give a nod to whoever is looking towards the. Not many times, obviously, just one.
So
You
as
just
the
wanna, like,
squirrel gives you a look, you give him a one tip.
and I'll keep it moving because I don't know if he's gonna shoot back, anything like that. You know how the driving world is.
Sure. So at that then, you can watch as the sedan slows down a little bit, and the driver gives a little bit of a turn, like not completely because it's still eyes on the road, but the head turns a little bit, and you can watch as the vision kind of takes in both the front and a little bit of side eye at you.
You know what? If time allows, I give him a quick nod as well, just like, hey, drive safe, my guy. And like, you're driving as well.
But you go about your drive, and eventually you see that the sedan does make another appearance again, handful of car lengths back. They're looking to find out where you stop.
Oh my gosh, Sugar, you must have laid on the honey real thick, didn't you? What did I say about that? What?
I mean, we wanted a meeting.
To the
You
hideout.
don't think it could be that we're using a limousine, right?
Nah. If you don't mind me asking, what's the age difference between Sugar and I guess Boomer? Because like I'm an old dude, like I'm not as old as Tumbleweed and Crazy, but I'm up there in years for Koala, so I'm like,
I'm probably young.
okay. So I was like,
Human standards, barely able to drink.
So I'm like, oh man, there's a lot about this world. I don't know if you're acquainted with that. Come on. I take us to a restaurant. Nothing too redunculous, nothing too popular. It's not like a McDonald's or anything like that. A nice, I don't know, granted, forgive me for not having the knowledge at the time. Something like an Olive Garden of the time.
You want to go to a
Olive Garden.
Yeah, nothing too fancy, but good enough to, warrant a sit-down type deal.
Okay. You can definitely find a place like that. It's gonna have to be one of those places that, like, all right, you're taking up at least 2 parking spots with your little limousine nonsense, and you definitely draw a crowd every time you come to a stop. And when nobody of discernible recognition gets out, people are a little disappointed.
That is the point. Drawing the crowd, seeing if the blue goofy sedan is still following type deals, and crowd gathers, and if they do or don't, still act the part where they're like, hey, up and coming actress, watch your way, type deal, like hold her dress. As we go about
So again, the blue sedan does drive by, but doesn't come to a stop. Same people behind the wheel, behind the glass.
I hope you're hungry, Sugar.
I spent my last peanuts on the delivery fee.
I know we didn't discuss currency, Ted, before I started this game, but what would you say is fair?
So we don't have a set currency scenario yet. Right now it's just like, okay, stuff either costs money that you have, or it doesn't. So you would have peanuts from your gig.
Well, I figure I would have at bare minimum at least enough to order a couple of
Fries. You could order a couple
coffee.
of fries.
I was gonna say coffee and baguettes, man. I ain't having her and her get some finger food type. That's what Sugar's down for, but obviously, but what's Sugar down for?
I'm good with breadsticks. I'm little.
Breadsticks.
Glider. That's why you go to Olive Gardens for the breadsticks, right?
True.
So I'm calling for breadsticks. She's like, keto diet. Come on. Keep them coming, all right? And I'm
So
ordering
what-
coffee for myself and whatnot. Like,
So while the two of you are, sitting down and doing all of this, what are Tumbleweed and Rosa doing?
Well, Tumbleweed, how do you think they're making out? You think they got this meeting in the bag now, or what? Or should we have gone along just in case things got ugly?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really wish Jonas hadn't picked today of all days to spend time with his husband.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe we should have splurged a little extra and got the writing on the carrot cake. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, like, if we just sit here in my apartment all day worrying, that's not going to do anybody any good. So, how about you and I go get some lunch?
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. I could go for some shrimp cocktail.
Shrimp cocktail? All right, you got it. My treat. I feel like I owe you a little bit, given that I was a little rough with you the other day. And he kind of lays a hand on your shoulder. I just want you to know that it's only because I care.
Water under the bridge, my friend.
All right, now let's go across that bridge and get some shrimp cocktail. Let's see. Do you got any place in mind in particular?
Oh, I'm kind of fond of the best place for seafood in this here town has got to be the Pink Flounder.
The Pink Flounder? All right. Let's go to the Pink Flounder then.
It's
in
my
the-
go-to every time.
It's in that little plaza with all the restaurants, right?
It is.
All right. Well, I don't have a vehicle, and
We can
Boomer's
walk.
currently. All right, that sounds good. I could use a little stretch anyway, and he kind of like
I'm
cracks
still
about a dozen
recovering
of
from the
those.
last time I went for a drive. It didn't go as well as it could have. You got angry.
Yeah, I did. I got.
Jonas got
nervous.
angry. The cop got angry. Everybody got angry.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and go to the Pink Flounder and get you some shrimp cocktail.
So I'll ask Steven, Bobby, Dave, is the Pink Flounder ironically where your other half is, or is this somewhere else?
I was kind of thinking that it's probably all like in the same plaza.
And you guys might see the
And then we
limo.
might see like Sugar getting out of the limo and just be like, "Oh Lord!" Like,
not just that, but like, yo, you see those people that just walked out of that? Like, even if it's just rumors of maybe an up and coming star or whatever, like, I feel like
Right.
anything is enough of a signal flare of this nonsense.
right?
All right.
He'll look at Rose and he'll be like, "Man, I wonder who's got that limousine. That's real fancy up there."
All right. So you guys go to the Pink Flounder, which is in the same plaza as El Genio's, where our other two are currently getting ready to sit down to eat. So as you guys kind of come upon the scene, you do see the tail of Sugar's dress Yeah, you see the limousine, but you might not necessarily know that it was with Sugar in that particular getup.
You know, that little lady looks a lot familiar.
Do you want to put your peepers to work and see if you can identify?
Sure.
What it is?
I'll take a look once Tumbleweed points it out.
Okay. This could. Okay, it's not doubles, so that's good because the boss was showing on the enemy, which we don't love.
Right.
Otherwise, I got a 6 and a 4, which is a 10.
Yep.
So a 10.
All right, so that is a success.
-1.
So success with consequence.
Oh my God! I wish I wouldn't have rolled. Because I'm sitting on 2 forwards, making it a crit.
Oh wait! But we have the forward from before, so it actually cancels out to just be 10.
All right. So you both easily ascertain that in the fancy getup is none other than Sugar, wildly overdressed for El Genio's. It's not a bad place, but like she's in a formal attire, and this is just a nice place.
I'll call out, hey, Sugar, Boomer, don't go there. Come over here.
While that's happening, literally, I don't know if you don't mind, like maybe just a fan. I'm like, bruh. I was like, I'm giving over the kind of bruh face. Like, it's like, good. Bruh. I don't know what Sugar's doing. I'm not,
All right, so Sugar, how do you respond hearing your name being called out?
I'm gonna pretend like I don't hear anything.
That's the story of my life.
To kind of like placate that, I'm gonna be all like, just do your thing, keep walking, one foot in front of the other, man. The crowd loves you, girl. You know what I mean, man. Don't worry about anything. Jesus Christ, man, I can't believe Buddy Malone's following us. Like, yeah. And if anything, like I'm trying to even double down and say like, don't even react to Cube, let alone Sugar, because if they know anything about us.
And Arthur,
I'm actually super paranoid.
If Boomer is looking over, Arthur is smiling, and only Rosa can hear under his breath. Arthur is saying, "What the hell was he thinking? Getting a limousine?"
Well, I mean, I think he was thinking, it's a big deal. You want to ride in style, and maybe he was trying to impress Bunny Malone and think that, like, we're a big deal.
Maybe, but did you see that car driving by? It was clearly looking directly at them.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe, but with us, you want Bunny and Malone to think they're getting the whole enchilada.
I guess. I don't know what their game is, but I'm gonna let them play it. Let's go get your shrimp cocktail. We can watch them from the window.
So I don't know what role this is, and please interpret it any way you see fit. I'm gonna give a face of quick distress, like, help! What role do I need to make to be like, bruh, we are in trouble, silent face?
What are you attempting to affect? Are you trying to convince Sugar that there's a problem, or are you? So I guess appropriately the question is, do I even notice the other gang across the street are our people? Well, you heard Sugar's name being called. It's up to you if you want to look in that direction and see who's there.
I feel like it's appropriate as kind of like the older person in this group who's been one inside the trenches and two part of the urban trenches to kind of like I gotta think I need to take a quick look while sheltering Trisker as much as possible.
Yeah, so if you take a look, it's your crew. Like they're not hiding in any way, shape, or form. You would be able to see, this is people that I know.
Okay, I give a face of, bruh, things ain't good. Like, but whether or not they interpret that as that, or if I have constipation, is one. You know what I mean? So, what role do I need to make to convey that, or if they need to make a role to interpret it?
I mean, it's up to them if they. If they want to understand what's going on, that's on them.
I think that's appropriate. Yeah, because I'm gonna make.
There's nothing you need to roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the face. Things ain't good, and if they interpret constipation, that's another issue in itself. I guess.
So, what does Rosa think?
Well,
so they completely seem to be ignoring your call outs.
yeah, I guess, they're going to eat inferior food. No shrimp cocktail for them. Imagine being in a fancy dress and not getting shrimp cocktail.
That poor boy's about to shit his pants. And he absolutely chose to grab a limousine in which to do it. What a dumbass.
I'm muted my mic. I'm coughing.
Well, we'll see how it all plays out. I'm not entirely sure yet.
Well, I think it would be very prudent of us to sit right there in that table open by the window so that we can just keep an eye on what's going down across the street.
Do you want me to get rid of the limousine?
No, I don't think I do, because I think it would be a lot more fun to stare through this window, making meaningful eye contact with that dumbass koala while smiling and eating some shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, well, koalas are always chewing on eucalyptus, and it's essentially poison.
Yeah, I sure do.
And you know about koalas. Most of them have the idea. So
yeah, Rosa, you remember the other day when we had our conversation and it made you squirm just a little bit? This is kind of like that, but for someone who needs a more passive approach. I think that maybe our new friend Boomer will learn a lesson from this. And who knows, maybe Sugar will surprise him with her capabilities, because, frankly speaking, I do believe that she will be just fine in this mess.
yeah, either way, I think this is going to be pretty amusing. And we're going to have great stories to tell afterwards. And what could go wrong? They're just having lunch. How bad could it be?
Literally, as this is going by and whatnot, I was like, I'm sitting down, my coffee comes, your breadsticks come, Sugar. And it's like, yeah, man, like, you think your crew's across the street, you think anything you can do? Is there a call sign, anything of the sort type deal? Like, they looked at me like, loser. And I'm like telling them, like, yo, they got a problem here.
What's the problem?
So, we're being followed. We were followed.
Okay.
We're being stalked now, if you will. I don't know.
Okay, by
the
cats?
Malones. The Malones.
Oh, why would that be a problem when we want to talk to them?
Yeah. I'm fine with conversing. They want to know more than conversing. They want to know where we lay our heads to sleep.
With what they do, they're sneaky, or trying to be. I mean, you saw them, so they're not. But okay. What color car?
Blue. The van.
Okay, that's why we were going in circles. I just thought you were lost.
Another of these streets to back to my paw.
Okay. Can't really lose them in the limo either. Maybe we really impress them. And she wants immediate contact.
You know what? Maybe you are right. But we definitely can't do this alone.
Well, we definitely don't want to take them to somebody's house, even though I gave them Arthur's phone number as contact.
Oh, you know, this is a dog-eat-dog world, so...
Well, I mean, that's usually where we meet, so I figured somebody'd always be there. Because I ain't hardly ever at my place. Definitely didn't want them calling Jonas's house.
Of course. They see where we lay our cats down for even a few minutes. They'll eventually find out where we lay our cats down for 8 hours. You catch what I'm peeping. So, I ain't trying to bring that trouble back to my... I'm using the word 10. That's how you know I'm one. But, you know, back. I don't want to lay them back where I lay my head at night. If we're gonna settle this, you're right. Let's settle it amicably. Will you be alright for a few minutes while I go across the street?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So, I don't know if anyone wants to roleplay it out or not, but the basic context of me going across the street is to tell the other guys, hey, yo, we're being followed. I don't think it's poggers. I'm pretty sure people with brain cells don't think it's poggers. I just want to... I talked to Sugar, and they said that we should confront them. I just want to, at least, if we are going, we're going to do that squad.
So I'll pat my breast pocket. You want me and my amigos to take care of these ones that are following you?
Look, I like how you got with the fuego going on and whatnot, but if you keep the pocket heat down, you know what I mean? We're just going for a chat. That's it.
Oh, a chat, not a chat.
Exactly, Vato. We're not doing that.
I see.
Exactly, man.
So, young Boomer. And he takes like a meaningful pause and eats an entire shrimp, dips it twice, and eats the rest of it. And then...
Why do you have bad bitch energy even when you're eating shrimp? Why?
And, Boomer, number one, you chose to use a limousine to make a discreet delivery. That was a choice. And we have to live with the consequences of our actions. Now, that being said, you were sent with a companion, and that companion is Sugar. And she is on this team because, believe it or not, that very young Sugar Glider is quite capable. So maybe, just maybe, if you go over there and you trust your teammate a little bit, she may prove that she's worth her salt. And we've got your back. We know where you are, so we'll follow you. You go other places.
I made the choice of grabbing a limousine, but I ain't choose to be followed.
What did you think was going to happen when you chose a limousine?
What do you thought we choose? We get involved with a boss.
All right.
So what did you think was going to happen when you dressed her like a celebrity and tried to call attention to her?
I don't think Boomer dressed Sugar.
So as the three of you are having this conversation, and Sugar is, daintily eating your breadsticks, a blue sedan pulls up out front of El Genio's, and a hare and a brown furred squirrel, get out of said vehicle and begin to step into El Genio's and begin looking around and Sugar is not hard to spot in her very flamboyant gown. Walking in her direction.
So I don't know how long it is in context to the scolding versus how long I've noticed, but when I do notice, even mid scolding, I'm like, bruh, we got problems. As I get, even if it's mid school, I'm like, bruh, I'm almost as old as you, not there yet. I grant you the years of wisdom and shit, but we actually got an issue going on. As I head over, and if anyone wants to head over, that's fine too. If not, you guys have your own autonomy when it's noticed or not noticed.
I'm gonna smile and wave and motion for the seats in front of me.
So the squirrel sits down, whereas the hare just kind of stands there, trying to look as impressive as possible. And while he is not massive in comparison to others in the game, like the visage definitely says he knows his business. I'll give you the other three complete agency as to whether or not you see what's going on and you can act accordingly. If you want to leave it up to the dice to decide, you can always put your peepers to work.
We'll let the dice decide.
I'm defaulting to Dave, so we're gonna
go with the chaos roll, yeah.
So the conversation between the three of you was apparently exciting enough to draw your entire focus, and whether or not something is seen out of the periphery. So roll it up there, Dave. Put your peepers to work.
An 11.
An 11. So
my God, yes.
So you definitely take notice of these two individuals, step across the threshold. Probably the moment where the larger of the two, he pulls off his hat and kind of like holds it to his breast as he steps in. Very very old school mindset of not wearing a hat where you dine.
Senor Tumbleweed, my amigo, should you not be standing impressive like that hair over there behind Sugar?
I don't need to impress anybody. I'm too old for that shit.
No. It's not for you. It's not for you, Senor, to impress them. It is for Sugar to be impressive to them.
That's fair. I do see that little lady kind of like a little granddaughter, so I suppose we could mosey our ways on over there and admire that vehicle a little bit.
I'll be right there. I'm definitely, if he has not eaten all of his shrimp, I'm definitely eating the rest of his shrimp.
He will actually shove the plate towards you, and then he'll start hobbling his way over there, just moseying in that very southern, relaxed kind of way, like he is not in a rush. He is
Can
not
I make a
panicked
fly
like
roll?
Boomer.
Can I make a fly roll? Because
What are you trying to do?
I just want to snag a shrimp before someone takes it all. Yeah, that's all, bro.
Gosh.
All right, so you want to just quick snatch a shrimp from Rose's plate? Absolutely. Go ahead and see if you can do so stealthily.
Man. So it's definitely a fail, but it's triple threes.
No.
My dice are
You got
cursed.
another triples? That's wild.
So my fly is 1.
So you have to give away a marker.
So yeah, you're going to give away one of your markers. Has anybody used any?
I'm sure I have.
I haven't used any, so I give. So I'm at 9 right now.
Yeah.
Anyone can use it, describe it.
The question is if any of your allies have used one, then they at least get the gain out of it.
Yeah.
I've used
Okay,
two.
okay. Yeah.
So who do you give it to?
Whoever needs it the most, man. We live in a society, you know what I mean? So whoever's got the lowest number of markers.
Rosa
give
can
it
have it because
Tumbleweed.
I feel like he's gonna need it.
Okay.
Not sure how I feel about that, but I'll take it.
I mean, Dave's weaknesses in TTRPGs is that he has to roll dice, so.
That's kind of true.
I have had
So,
incredible luck this campaign, so I think I'm good right now.
All right, so you succeed in grabbing it, but in your haste, the cocktail sauce that is on this shrimp, goes sailing across the room, and it happens to land on the jacket of another diner.
Oh,
Who is
what's
this?
that?
Who is this diner?
Al Capone.
Ah!
Let's go
No.
for the cheese, you know what I mean, man?
So all right, so you are throwing this in hardcore. Wow.
Right, it's not out of like absolute malice. I'm like, screw it, brother. I've never run. First of all, switching to D12 bonkers because I've never gotten these many doubles, triples, and everything. But second of all, I'm like, screw it. If it's gonna happen, let's go ape shit. So.
So, all right, if it's Owl Capone, then, so, you've got the shrimp in your mouth, biting off, the piece, throwing the tail down, before you even, realize what's taken place, what's transpired, and you look as to where the sauce went, and you see, this owl look down at the jacket that she's wearing, the very, very elegant, expensive suit jacket, and her head turns more than the 90 degrees to get to where you are, and you see just the brow furrow.
May I interject something? Though we're
Sure.
striving to work for Bunny Malone, I have to say Al Capone is now definitely our enemy die. All because a misplaced attempt at grabbing a random shrimp.
Well, more importantly, because of Carlos's choice. It could have been anybody, but he decided to put in
It could have
Al
been a
Capone
waiter. It could have been a waiter.
What was it? The pink salmon,
The pink
Yeah.
flounder.
pink flounder. My apologies. But not a word is spoken. But you can see the venom in the glare as her eyes basically catalog you in a moment.
So literally, as this happens, man, like I'm just jaw drop for a second, like.
And
I
in
would
that-
like
and-
to. I would like to slink away with my remaining
Yeah,
shrimp.
no roll necessary. But after that second that seems to like where time slows down as this look of exchange happens between Boomer and Owl Capone, time goes back to normal, and there's somebody by her side, wiping off this sauce, and they're dabbing the champagne or whatever the trick is to get the sauce off a jacket. I'm not into that whole thing, but I know it's out there. But no words are done. But for the remainder of this particular scene, just be aware, Boomer, there are always eyes on you.
Yeah. Not just
To the-
eyes, but
To the glass of the pink flounder. Somebody has got eyes on whatever it is that you're doing.
not just that, my dude. I have a personal soundtrack in my head. The entire Godfather theme song's playing in my head. The entire time. Like, oh, damn, I'm gonna die.
All right. So, you guys, do as you will. Over back to El Genio's. The squirrel sits down with the hare standing behind. So, greetings. Thank you for offering the seat. Obviously, there's been some, shall we say, nonverbal exchange between your driver and myself.
Oh, I was totally unaware.
Well, then maybe he's not as good of a driver as he could be. Communication is
He said
key.
we were followed, but I didn't know it was you.
Well, I'm Clyde Longtail. Pleasure. So, Bunny has very quickly received the letter, if you will.
Nice.
Is intrigued, but doesn't know much. You left some things open as in regards to, shall we say, a proper skill set. So, I'm here to, shall we say, deliver a counter.
Okay.
Another off, back and forth, if you will. Is this something that you would be amiable to receiving?
Absolutely. It is, a business transaction, right?
Excellent. So, business is business, and nothing is, she's not asking you to do something for free, but this absolutely is a test.
Perfect.
Most likely you will be observed, probably from a visible source and a non-visible source, just to see exactly how you handle said job and have a secondary resort in hand in case, shall we say, things go to hell in a handbasket. So, I can see that your driver has made himself scarce. And at this, the hare kind of like taps him on the shoulder and points in the direction of the pink flounder, where at this point in time, you can see that, there's a little bit of a commotion, and the group, or at least those of the three of you who wish to be headed in this direction, are now making their way over. Looks like something happened over there. So which of the three of you are heading this way?
Yes. I know I'm going. I don't know if anyone else wants to follow my bullshit.
I am not going wherever Boomer goes right now. I'm gonna nonchalantly hang out around what's going on to kind of observe in case they need a hand.
Okay. So you can observe. Both restaurants have that open glass, so you can see from one restaurant to the other. You might not be able to hear, but you could at least be visible. What about you, Arthur?
Arthur is moseying his way over there nonchalantly.
All right, so Boomer gets over there, and at any point in time you want to enter the scene, Arthur, feel free to just add yourself to.
Sure.
So the squirrel, says, well, this is Bruno, though as lame as it is, he likes to go by Thumper. So the job.
Right.
So there's a group that claims, and he definitely pulls up the little air quotes, the copper snouts, as they like to call themselves, as snooty as they are. They're a bunch of, dare I say, they're pigs, and they claim to have some dirt on Bunny, and they're trying to extort her. Tonight, they're gonna be at shall we call it and he definitely looks around, a place of entertainment in the I can give you the scoop on how things are supposed to go, but I need you to get in, and however you choose to do so, get whatever file they got. Whether you get rid of it, whether you return it, but we need it gone. We need it out of their hands.
Okay, so this is a file, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that something your little group might be able to handle?
Absolutely. I'm gonna pass you my notepad, and you just write the details in there.
So he takes the notepad, pulls out a little pen, probably a little pencil, and he writes down the information that everything's in a little bit of a code. Even in writing, he's not using the word speakeasy or gambling den or what have you. But he mentions a place called the Velvet Burrow. And like it's definitely known for having some decadent decor and a nice smoky jazz band to while away the hours. Uses code for it's gonna be set up that there's gambling that's supposed to happen, and that's gonna be your cover to get in, try to get in on this gambling racket, and schmooze your way or straight up walk in and do the crime, whatever you need to do to get the the file from these snouts. It's do or die.
So I have a question.
Sure.
With the building, is this Bunny's territory? Is there any sentimental value to the building or the employees?
So Bunny doesn't really like to do a whole lot of destruction. I mean,
okay.
People are one thing, but if you put a business down, you can't use it later on.
Yeah. I was just thinking last resort, just to kind of see where our boundaries are.
Well, this is, like I said, this is the test. This is to see how you guys operate. As stated, there'll be people watching. So whether you need somebody to fill in because you couldn't quite cut it, the snouts are not big time, but they've caused enough problems for us. So I think if you can handle this, then a meet can happen. If
Sounds
can't,
fair.
then this is where we part ways.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fair.
So, Arthur and Boomer, you've arrived as this little squirrel is pushing the notepad back across the table. The hair Bruno kind of sizes the two of you up as you kind of come to the table. The squirrel kind of nods at Boomer. Looks to the aardvark, and you might be
Arthur.
Hello, Arthur.
Pleasure to meet you.
Clyde Longtail.
He shakes his hand. Are you going to be joining us for some lunch?
I wouldn't mind some respite if you are so inclined to offer.
I think I am so inclined. It seems that
we're just going on a lunch tour.
It seems that you have you've met my winning young associate here, and she seems to have won you over.
Well, my opinions on a lot of matters, don't. It's a scenario where I get my orders and I follow them. And my orders were to observe and report. And as I reported, they said, "All right, let's see what they're made of." So,
all right. Well, you are still welcome to lunch with us because every machine is made up of a number of cogs, and should those cogs fall out, well, the entire thing can go to pieces. I think too many people overlook those gears.
Yeah, I'm not a machinist, so I'll take your word for it. It's a scenario that I look at it as, hey, I'm just trying to make a better life for myself, and this is a way I can do that.
Fair enough. Well, please join us for... God, please tell me we're going to have more than breadsticks.
That's up to you. I like breadsticks.
I like that. I like that old man energy, Arthur.
And he'll sit down and offer a seat. Offer a seat to both of them, and treat them to
Bruno
lunch.
looks over to one of the waitresses, and she comes on over, takes the orders, and at this point in time, he does sit down, and you guys begin to order more food, and some time goes on. The entire time, there's this level of unease from Boomer, who keeps looking away from the table, looking across the hall to the other restaurant, and eventually you watch as a group of 7 or 8 file out of the Pink Flounder and get into a couple of dark vehicles and drive away, but not before the window rolls down and there is yet another glare as Cole looks across and takes you in there, Boomer.
If I could be honest, man, part of me right now wants to walk over to one of those vehicles and apologize profusely, but I don't know what it takes to create a new character in Zootopia. I'm gonna get back in the face.
Dude, the time to apologize would have been right when it happened, not I'll walk away.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, I was just saying, like, hey, yo, this is what I was doing as the sauce was spilling. So, like, I didn't want to break continuity there. You know what I mean?
Too
It
late.
wasn't like,
Too
it
late.
is what it is. Obviously.
So after the meeting wraps up and like they, Bunny's representatives aren't there anymore, I want to go up to Tumbleweed and Sugar. We might have another problem, amigo. When Senor Boomer left the table, but not before snatching one of my delicious shrimps that I was going to eat, and I definitely give you a glare. He made a bit of a faux pas in his quick movement to grab my shrimp, and the cocktail sauce went flying and landed in the lap of none other than Al Capone. So our association with Boomer might have some complications.
Well, surely, if Boomer made a simple faux pas, he would have apologized in the moment.
He took my delicious shrimp and slank off.
And Arthur looks at Boomer for an explanation. Just like you can tell there's like, if this was anime, there'd be like the temple throbbing.
It was something in the moment. Nothing I can control. I can't control sauce. It just happens. But
You could control your actions and not steal from one of your amigos, especially a delicious shrimp that I was enjoying.
yeah, my player character could have not chosen Al Capone too, but here we are, man. We're so seriously like, nah, I mean, look. It was just something that happened, alright? I was mid-step. A sauce was mid-air. There was little I could do at that point. I don't know.
I mean, I guess he just works for them.
Nah, I gotta make it right.
To interject for a moment, we've got a koala. Koalas only eat eucalyptus. And you've got flamingos, and flamingos only eat shrimp. So what if we made a dish of eucalyptus wrapped shrimp?
It's always served at the Pink Flounder. Couldn't help
Just throw
himself.
that out there. I don't know what it does. I don't know what's
Sounds
going
like canon to me.
And the way it's prepared, the eucalyptus is not poisonous to other animals.
It works out, yeah. I know koalas are herbivores in canon, so we shouldn't be eating shrimp and shit, but at the same time,
Oh,
They're
well,
not
this
even
is-
herbivores.
this
They
is a role-playing
only eat
game.
eucalyptus, I think.
yeah, right. So it's like, that's why I said screw it. In case anyone's in the chat saying, bro, negative out of 10, like, they only they're herbivores, my dude. Like, I'm like,
No. I mean, we're playing a fantasy game here. Like, you
absolutely,
can make whatever changes you want. Like.
absolutely. My dude loves shrimp because I love shrimp.
So you guys have been given an assignment to get into the speakeasy, the Velvet Burrow. You've been given the whereabouts and the password. In coded writing, there is some gambling that is expected to happen. You've got to get in. You've got to find the ledger with some apparently nefarious linkages to Bunny Malone, and either bring it back, preferable, or destroy it. But the copper snouts have to be removed of said information.
Piece of cake.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So I do believe
Yeah,
it
there
would be
it is.
wise of us to bring Jonas on this endeavor. Because, as we have demonstrated, even a simple luncheon can go south. And we probably need the firepower.
We need to be
Question.
very formal with this.
Are we going to tell Jonas about the Al Capone incident? He's very prickly about such things.
I think he'd be a lot more prickly if we didn't tell him, to be honest.
I mean, I only blew some stuff up here and there by accident with people that had it coming. You spilled cocktail sauce on Al Capone. He's going to tear you a new one. Matter of fact, he might put a hit out on you right then and there.
He might tear my eyes out, man. But you know what? I'm gonna do right by her, and do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to bring you guys down for the most part, but use me as much as you can for the rest of the day before I have to hoof it for the night. And I don't know. Maybe if I explain myself to the big owl.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll go much better, my amigo. It'll be fine. She's known for her forgiveness and her docility. It'll be great.
As I chuck it up for a second, I'm all like, at least it wasn't machine gun auto, right?
Boomer, let me explain some things. Number one, we are trying to get in good with Bunny Malone, and that may put us at odds with some of the other bosses that are existing or up and coming. We need to be able to handle ourselves and not just turn our loyalties because something went a little south. And it's as much of a glare as
loyalties. I never said turning loyalties. Just being cordial about the situation. Being honest about it. Spur of the moment type deal. And I don't want to make ill where ill shouldn't be spilt. Accidents should be accidents. It shouldn't be consequences.
that's fair.
We should also be discussing restitution for the shrimp of mine you took. I was going to eat that. I looked so much. The pink flounder.
Playfully, I go, you snooze, you lose, man. Playfully, mind you, if you actually were offended, I'll, say, oh shit, my bad.
Let me tell you, if I at some point betray the mob to Al Capone, it will be over that shrimp.
Boomer, how about this? You can come spend the night at my place. I'll make you up a nice little bed on the couch. And that way, if you're concerned about anything happening tonight in your place, you will not be there to encounter it.
Why should my entire apartment be firebombed? Specifically, I'm like, you know what, man?
Sure,
You are
stay
right.
at your place
Okay,
then.
yeah,
That's fine.
Nah, Arthur, you are right, man. I'm definitely gonna pick that up, man.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I gave Bunny Arthur's number for contact,
That's fine.
since we always meet there.
That makes sense. And I think it'd be wise of us to meet tomorrow morning, honestly. I'll make
Well, aren't
a
we
paint.
supposed to do the thing tonight?
The job is tonight.
Oh, the job is tonight.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we are going to have to go and bother dear Jonas, unfortunately.
I'll
Interrupt
rustle up
whatever
your
evening he's having.
I'll rustle up your couch after the job, man.
Hopefully, Robin will be able to join us next week. We'll have to wait and see what happens. There's a little bit more information that I'll, kind of share about the job, whether we do it, next week or, off stream. But there's some fun elements, and we'll end it here. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next week as we continue our journey through Zoo Mafia, Furton City. and see exactly where this story goes as we explore Scarborough and our potential relationship with Buddy Malone. So until next time, stay nerdy.
nerdy.